How do we fix it? Wow. I think it's got to be a solution where small businesses, really all businesses, and government come together for a common solution. I think that if we've got a great precedent in this country of having employers provide health care for their employees, and I think that it's a fantastic benefit that almost that so many people enjoy. I think that we need to strengthen that so more people feel protected, and I think the more businesses can do that, the more loyalty those companies will encumber for themselves.
I think you have to look at three things, and they're central to getting anything done. You have to think about what our priorities are, how do we need to adapt or change, and who's going to be responsible for what. So when you look at healthcare, what we need to think about healthcare is what's important, who's going to do it, and what do we need to change. And we have to understand the status quo is not acceptable. It's not going to continue this way. So there'll be some changes, and that might be hard.
The interesting thing about the healthcare debate, and again, this is one of those things for small businesses, the consideration for small business has not been made in the healthcare conversation. A small company cannot afford to be forced regulatory into compliance to the same kinds of healthcare legislation that is there for big companies. So my issue, and I have everything else after that becomes political. I have all sorts of conversations about political, but as far as small businesses go, the cost is outrageous.
How I see it, the topic of healthcare is really important to entrepreneurs. If we can shift that burden off of the entrepreneur, it would be a huge win. As you know, it's a big burden when it goes to hiring, making decisions about staffing, and it really takes a lot of flexibility out of the workforce. And as an entrepreneur, flexibility is so key, and ultimately the healthcare burden just becomes a giant weight on the entrepreneur's shoulders. You're going to give me an easy one to start with. Nice.
How do we fix healthcare?
If you start with the Hail Mary.